As you ground down to your feet, spreading your toes away from each other. Let's just check in with our feet for a moment and place the toes down to the ground. You can sway from one side at the outer edge of one foot to the inner arch of the other, and then go to the other side, noticing your ankles, and if there's been any weakness or injuries in one ankle, it will tell you with this. So this is good to do every now and again to just strengthen our ankles. Then let's stand, grounding down to the earth. Lengthen through your body to the crown of your head. Taking your hands to your heart, please. Closing your eyes and setting an intention for this breath. Possibly it can just be to just breathe. Breathe through the back of your body with your spine and your back bends as you're focused tonight. For your own personal intention. And we send this out to the world for the greater good of all. With an inhale, reach the hands overhead, looking up. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees as you soften. Inhale, look forward to a flat back, lift lower belly. Exhale, hands down, stepping back with right foot, right knee down in your low lunge. As you reach the hands up, you can choose your hand variations, shoulder width together or index finger pointing up with the interlaced fingers. Exhale, hands down, step it back to plank with an inhale, press the ground away. Exhale, knees, chest, chin, elbows in as you lower. Inhale, sweep the heart forward, shoulders back, firm the feet in cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes, lift up to downward facing dog. 3 deep breaths. Stay in stillness, or you can pedal your dog. Lifting through the leg line, feel the thighs slightly lifted. Tilting your hips back, broadening the hips and the sit bones. Inhale, lifting right foot up to the sky. Exhale, stepping the foot forward to the top of the mat. Checking the knees over the heel always as you inhale, reaching up. Choosing your hand variation again. Lengthening, looking up. Press to the feet. Exhale, hands down, stepping forwards with an inhale. Looking forwards, lift up halfway. Exhale, forward fold, lifting your lower belly and shoulders. Inhale, rise up to the top, prayer to your sky. Exhale, lowering down as you bow. Inhale to look forward and lengthen, lifting your heart. Exhale, hands down, stepping left foot back, low lunge again on this side. As you reach up, choosing your hand variation. Lighting up to the top, lifting through your core, your heart. Exhale, hands down, step it back to plank. With an inhale, press the ground away. Exhale, knees, chest, chin, or your full press up if you like, with short, straight legs. Inhale, lift the heart for cobra, shoulders back. Exhale, tuck the toes and lift back to downward facing dog. 3 deep breaths. Anytime you can rest in child's pose if you like. Always checking the feet are hip distance apart. In your down dog, hands are shoulder width apart or maybe a bit wider. Inhale, lifting left foot up to the sky. Exhale, draw the knee in, step it forward, top of the mat. Check the knees over the heel. With an inhale, reach the hands high. Lengthening. Feel from the ground all the way up. Exhale, hands down, stepping forwards with an inhale, looking forwards, lift up halfway. Exhale, forward fold, lift lower belly and shoulders. Inhale, rise up to the top, reaching and looking up. Exhale, bowing down again for your forward fold. Inhale to look forward and lengthen, lift lower belly. Exhale, stepping right foot back. You can choose low lunge or high lunge, your choice. Lifting hands overhead. Let's drop the left hand to the back of the right thigh area. It doesn't need to touch, it can just be in the space. As you reach the right hand up, lengthening through this right side. One more breath, feeling the stretch across the front of the hip. Exhale, right hand down to the ground and lift the left hand for a revolved lunge. The back knee can be up or down again. Lifting your heart, soften the left shoulder back. One more breath. Exhale, hands down, step it back to plank. With an inhale, press the ground away. Exhale, lowering knees, chest, chin, or full press up chaturanga, elbows in. Inhale, sweep the heart forward for cobra. Exhale, back to down dog. 3 more big breaths, feeling from the hands, up through the arms to the shoulders, lifting through the sides of the body, lengthening to the spine, the tailbone, the hips. Inhale, lifting right foot up to the sky. Exhale, draw the knee in, step it to the top of the mat. Low or high lunge again, your choice, reaching high when you're ready. Dropping the left hand to the, sorry, is it the left hand? No, it's not, it's the right hand. Dropping the right hand to the back of the left thigh, lifting that left hand up, stretching through from this left toes all the way to the fingers. One more breath. Exhale, left hand down, lift the right hand up for a revolve lunge. Feel into the outer right hip, both legs, turning your heart, melting the right shoulder back. Exhale, hands down, stepping forwards with an inhale, looking forwards, lift up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, let's take left foot back now. And let's ground the left heel down, prepare for warrior one. Reaching hands up over your head, feel into the back leg, the back glute. Take your hand option, maybe the palms together, or interlace with index finger pointing up again. Soften the shoulders, lift the heart, firm the feet. Feel the inner arches of both feet up to the inner thighs. One more breath. Exhale, let's bow forwards and hold it there for humble warrior. Hands can be free or interlacing the hands behind the back. The hands can rest on the lower back interlaced, or you can lift them up and back more. Notice your legs, feeling through both legs, pressing both feet. The right hip obviously is strengthened. One more breath. Lifting your body slightly so you're working your core as well. And then inhale, come up to center. Great. Exhale, let's open warrior two out to the side. Feet are a bit wider, checking to see the right big toe just beyond the right knee. And the back foot is square to the back of the mat. Soften our arms, lifting the palms up. Bend the elbows slightly. Do not locking out, soften your shoulders. With an inhale, let's reach right hand up to the sky. Exalted warrior. And staying here for an extra breath, you can wrap that left arm around the back. You're steady with your breath, creating easeful, steady breaths and movements. Exhale, right forearm to thigh. You can keep the left arm wrapped around the back if you like, or extend it over the head diagonal. You can stay there at that first stage in either of the hand options, or move the right hand down to the mat to make it a harder stretch through your legs, working your right hip again. One more big breath, peeling the left shoulder back, heart lifted. Exhale, turn to look down to the ground. Let's step it back to plank again. Inhale in your plank. Exhale, lowering knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga all the way to the ground. 3 wide cobras. So let's take the hands wide off the mat. Bend the knuckles forward and take the fingertips down, but bend the knuckles. Inhale, lift the heart. Feel the feet and the front of the feet pressing down. Exhale to lower back down. Twice more. Inhale to lift up and lengthen. Exhale to lower down. Once more. Inhale to lengthen, lifting high, soften shoulders back. And exhale, lowering down. Take the hands under the shoulders from the feet, pressing up to child's pose, half plank, or full plank, your choice. Press the ground away, feel your arm strength, and then back to down dog. If you need a rest in child's pose, please take it anytime you need. In down dog, we can pedal out the feet again. Maybe pick one foot up and circle the ankle around one way and then the other. Then picking up the other ankle, circling around one way and then the other. Inhale, lifting left foot up to the sky. Exhale, stepping it forward, top of the mat. Ground the right heel down for warrior one as you rise. Looking forwards, keeping the body center. Centering the shoulders over the hips, choosing your hand variation again. Looking up as you feel the right glute and the right heel down as your root. One more breath here, please. As you exhale, let's bow forwards. Interlace your fingers the opposite way. So opposite index finger and thumb are on top. Just switch that. It may feel a bit weird if you don't normally do it, but the palms are still facing each other. We're just changing opposite index finger and thumb on top. As you lengthen, lift the body away from the leg a bit. Feel your core again. Both feet, this left hip. Pressing to the right heel. Feel the back body. Inhale, lifting up to the top. Let's open our arms, warrior two. Maybe taking the feet a bit wider and checking to see the left big toe just beyond the knee. Right foot's firm to the back of the mat, parallel, and the palms are turned up with the elbows slightly bent again. One more breath, lifting through your core. Feel the inner thighs as well. Inhale, reach the left hand up for exalted warrior. Right hand can move round the back if you like that. One more breath here. Exhale, left hand down to the thigh. Peel the right shoulder back, keeping the hand there behind the back, or reaching this right hand over, and maybe taking the left hand down in either of those variations, with the right shoulder melting back as well. One more big breath through the legs, feel the left hip. Well done, lifting your heart and gaze. Exhale, turn the body to the ground. Take it back to plank again with an inhale. Exhale, let's lower to the mat, chaturanga or knees, chest, chin all the way. We'll take a few variations where we move our arms in our back bend, warming up our spine. Let's lift opposite hand and foot. First of all, opposite hand and foot to one side and then the other. Just moving with your breath, with the rhythm of your body. You can go slower. And maybe with an inhale, each side you're activating and you're softening as you exhale, lowering down. Keep that going, breathing through. Lifting your gaze, perhaps, or gazes down to the ground. Noticing both legs equal, activating both glutes equally. Noticing the shoulders and the hands balanced. Ending on the opposite side you didn't start with. And then let's cross our forearms, sway our feet over our legs and rest our forehead down to the top forearm in crocodile. Have a rest, have a sigh, side out. Softening your shoulders, your body, your heart. In yoga, we strengthen our body and our awareness of our breath to strengthen our mind and be this strength in our lives. Let's take the hands underneath the shoulders, from the feet, tuck the elbows in, press the ground away, your own style again, child's pose, half plank or full plank, and then back to down dog. Have a pedal out or resting if you need to. In this down dog, let's take the feet wide to the sides of the mat. Hold on to the sides of the mat as well. Bend the knees and angle the hips and the pelvis back slightly, broadening across the hips, the sit bones, broadening across your lungs and your ribs. As you breathe through, the armpits are moving forwards and the hips back. So trying to stretch them away from each other, creating space in the lower back, the lower sacrum. One more big breath like this, breathing through the lungs, the ribs, the back of the body. And then taking your hands back to normal, feet back to normal. Let's step the big toes together at the back of the mat. Lifting right foot up when you're ready, bending right knee, looking under right upper arm for scorpion dog. Feel the stretch through this right side as you press the left heel down towards the mat. One more breath. And then as you inhale, peel the right knee forwards all the way to the right upper arm, to the lower arm. An extra challenge to lift it up to the upper arm again. And then let's set it down to the ground for pigeon. Move the left foot back, looking back to those left toes. Take the hands either side of the front leg. Shuffle to align your hips. And if you need a book or quite a hard pillow or cushion underneath your right hip, if you're swaying over to your right hip, it's a good idea to have that. I'm sure you're all okay normally, aren't you? I think you're okay. As we inhale, lift the heart, lengthen through. Exhale, soften, lower down. We'll do this twice more. Inhale to lift and lengthen. Exhale to soften down. And once more, this time going down all the way with an inhale, lengthening through the spine. Exhale, keep that length and lower all the way. You can cross your forearms, reach the hands forward. If you can't get down that low, maybe just keeping the hands to the sides of the mat and staying quite upright. If you're down low, softening fully across your shoulders, your face. Feeling the breath through from the back foot, around the hips, up through the spine. And this is a great posture to prepare you for back bends. To stretch out around the hips, the glutes. The lower back becomes a lot freer. And the back is lengthening. One more big breath. Taking the hands back to shoulder width. Let's tuck the left toes under. Move the left foot and the knee up the mat a bit so you're in your shorter down dog. As you lift that right foot back and up and shake it out. Shake out all the flesh from the bone, all the nadis, the meridian lines. And then let's take that foot down. Have a pedal out, feel both legs, the difference. Hands are balanced. Let's step the feet together again at the back of the mat, big toes touching. Inhale, lift the left foot up. Bend the left knee, the scorpion dog, flex the foot, send the knee and hip back over the right hip. As you press the right heel to the ground, feel both hands again balanced, looking under the left upper arm. One more breath, stretching this left side. Exhale, take the knee to the left upper arm in your high plank. Lower it to the lower arm, try and lift it up again to the upper arm, and then down to the ground, the knee just behind the wrist. Take the right foot back straight, check the leg and the foot is straight, so there's no buckling. Hands to either side, the front of the mat, our 3 lower downs, leveling the hips, lengthening through the spine. Exhale to lower and halfway. Inhale to rise up again, looking up. Exhale to lower and soften. Inhale to rise and lengthen. Once more, keeping the length as you lower down all the way now. either on our forearms crossed, or reaching the hands forward. Again, if you can't get down too low on your hands. And as you relax through, softening your jaw. If you're lying down, softening your shoulders. Breathing through, leveling the hips. Feeling the pelvis, relaxing the back of the sacrum. Lengthening to the right toes. Taking 3 more breaths, please. Big deep breaths across the back of your lungs, to your hips, and the kidneys at the top of your hips, your lower back, your heart and lungs. Checking the right toes under, move the knee and the foot up the mat a bit again, as we lift the left leg back and up, shaking the flesh from the bone. Shake it all out. And then take the feet down. Have the pedal out again. Feel the hands. Let's do some back bends now with an inhale forwards to plank. Exhale, let's lower down all the way to the ground. Taking Sphinx pose. First of all, elbows under shoulders. Move the hands forwards. Wriggle onto the front of the thighs, the front of the feet. Lengthen and lift up. Feel lifted through your heart with the shoulders softly back. You can keep the hands like this or touch the fingertips and thumb tips together in Hakini Mudra. It will feel quite nice and centering. As you hold the fingers and thumb tips like this, imagining your brain and the hemispheres of your brain with the 5 elements and all of your fingers and thumbs. And the balancing of your breath, your brain and your body. One more big breath. We'll now soften down, taking the hands back and firm the backs of the hands to the mat. Lift the feet, lift the chest, wriggle the shoulders down by moving the hands down a bit and lift the chest, lift the feet through a locust Shavasana. You can lift the hands to the sides and activate your shoulders a bit more, drawing the shoulder blades towards each other, heart forward, long to the toes, stretching through the legs, lifting your spine. One more breath. And then lowering down. Let's turn our cheek to the mat, resting the hands to the sides and resting on your cheek. And then turn the other cheek to the mat, the opposite cheek, as you stretch the opposite side. We'll take another variation of Shavasana. Check that the thighs are down on the mat. Have a little wriggle and center the feet. Interlace the hands behind the back. And you'll have chosen your usual grip. So we'll do 3 breaths on this side. And then we'll switch to the other side. Lifting up your hearts and the shoulders back towards each other and down slightly. Not overreaching with your chin or your neck, but keeping into integrity so you're not overstretching that area at all. Lengthen to the toes. Exhale, let's lower down. Switch to the other side. Opposite thumb and index fingers start and lift up again. 3 big breaths. Inhale to lift and lengthen. Exhale to soften. You can dip down if you need to. Inhale to light up again to the toes. Exhale to soften down. Once more, inhale to lift up, feeling your belly, pelvis lengthening, lifting through your heart. Exhale, lower down all the way. Take your cheek to the mat again, please. Have a sigh, a breath. And let's turn the opposite cheek to the mat as well. Have a sigh, a breath. We'll take the left forearm to the front of the mat now and take the right hand back to the right foot. Feel the front of the thighs down again for a half bow, and the left foot is pressing to the ground. Lift up through the right side, the right shoulder, your right knee as well. And the knee is not going too far out to the side, but keeping behind that right hip. One more breath on this side, feeling the right shoulder back. And then lowering down, let's take crocodile pose, crossing the forearms, sway the feet. And we'll go to the other side after another breath. Taking the right forearm to the top of the mat, left hand back to left foot. Shuffle onto the front of the thighs again, lifting up through the body as you press that right forearm to the ground square and lengthening through your spine. Feel the left shoulder peeling back. You can flex the foot to lift you up a bit more, or relax the foot to just be in a balance of effort and ease, trying your best but not overreaching, overdoing. And then exhale, low down. So now we've got a choice whether to take the hands free to the sides and the feet long for locust. Legs are straight, or we bend the knees for bow, hands to each of the ankles on the sides of the feet. Bring the knees and the big toes together, level the shoulders and the face, and then lifting up into your bow. Flex the feet to lift the body off the mat a little bit more. Point the feet to lift the legs away from the mat a bit more. And breathing through. Inhale to lift, exhale to soften. Keeping that going. Inhale to lift up, looking forwards. Exhale to soften. Inhale to reach through your heart, shoulder blades towards each other. Exhale to soften. One more breath. Look at you guys. Well done, everyone. Exhale to soften. And now let's take crocodile again. Pressing the forearms. Maybe switching across of your forearms to the other side. The other side you don't normally go to. Have a sway of the legs side out. Well done, most of the hard work's over now. We're just going to take a standing balance and think about the back bend of half bow with the standing balance as well. So let's take our hands under the shoulders, firm the feet, your choice, how you press the ground away again. Back to down dog when you're ready. You can rest if you need to. Stretch out your back. Maybe the hips and the lower back feel it now, but we'll stretch out and counter pose in a moment with a forward fold. Feel into the legs and pedal if you're in a down dog. If you're in child's pose, relaxing, lengthening the spine. And then walking the hands back to the feet, forward fold with your knees slightly bent. You can hold onto opposite elbows or have the hands hanging to the ground. If you can reach the first two fingers and thumbs around the big toes, holding the big toes, take the elbows out to the sides if you have the hands to the feet, and lift the shoulders away from the ears. Starting to straighten the legs if you like, but keep that tiny micro bend in the knees always. Feel the back of the legs, the back of the hips, the thighs lifted. Feel the sit bones broad, tilting your pelvis back, lifting up through your core, your lower belly, lifting your shoulders away from your ears. One more breath. And then letting go if you have the feet rolling all the way up. The full big breath up to standing. Great. Let me just check a few things. I hope everyone's on mute. I think I forgot to mute everybody. Oh, everyone's muted. Well done. Great. Okay, let's have a drink if you need to. We may run about 5 minutes over if that's okay for everyone. It's just turned 47 minutes past. So we're going to take dancer, Natrasana, a really nice balance with our back bend. Feel the feet grounding down, hip distance apart, and both heels are below both hips. So we're centered. Let's move our right hand out to the side, the right palm turned out, and then take the palm to the inner arch. Both knees together. If you need to hold on to something to the side of you, it's a good idea to be next to something, or to have a chair or a countertop in front of you, a table in front of you is good as well. You can lift the left hand up if you don't need the balancing help with something beside you or front of you. Lift up, stretch through this right thigh, and then we take the left hand forward, right foot back. Maybe the left index finger and thumb tips touch in Gaya Mudra. The more we lift the right foot back, the right knee back behind the hip, the deeper the stretch through the thigh, lifting your heart, looking forwards, lifting through your core. 2 more breaths. Well done, everybody. Keeping your gaze, your drishti on one point. Well done. And then exhale, lowering down. Have a shake out. Shake out your arms and your shoulders if you need to as well. We'll go to the other side. So feet hip distance apart. I'm just turning around so you can see me properly. Left hand out to the side. And let's pick our left foot up, the left inner arch to the palm to the inner arch. Feel the knees together, right hand up to the sky, touching index finger and thumb together if you like to take Gaya Mudra. Then looking forwards, left knee back, heart forwards, keeping your gaze, your drishti to one point, lifting that leg, the knee behind the hip, reaching forwards. Keep a micro bend in the right knee, lifting up that left foot, lengthening forwards. 2 more big breaths, breathing through, feeling all the way. Well done, looking amazing. And then exhale down to the ground. Have a little shake out. Again, shrug your shoulders if you need to. Then let's sit down on the ground. We'll take a forward fold again as our counter pose for our back bends. And then we'll practice a few stretches on our back to relax before Shavasana. So moving a glute fresh away from the sides, sitting really level and aligned with the sit bones to the ground, flexing the toes. With an inhale, let's reach the hands up overhead. Exhale, halfway, draw up through lower belly and pelvic floor. Inhale, reach the hands further forward. And exhale, then lowering the hands either to the sides of the legs, towards the feet. If you can reach the feet, first 2 fingers, thumbs to the big toes. And as you press the toes away from each other in any of those options, feel the sides of the feet square, so we're not moving the inner arches in towards each other and diagonally turning the feet in. We're keeping the feet flat and square. We're lifting up through our core, through the lower belly and pelvic floor. When we keep that lifted to hollow our pelvis, and as we create this hollowing, it really helps with all forward folds, as well as helps with our internal organs and our core, our pelvis and all the muscles. So keep that hollowing action. With each inhale, we lengthen forwards, looking to the feet. And exhale, you soften down a bit more, but keeping the action in your lower belly, your pelvic floor lifted all the time if possible. Inhale, lengthening over the legs, flexing the feet, the toes. Exhale, folding, feel the stretch through the back of the body, the hips, the lower back, lifting your heart, breathing to the back of the lungs and the back of the heart. Breathing through. 2 more breaths, please. Inhale to lengthen, looking to the toes. Exhale to fold. Inhale to lengthen, looking forwards. Exhale to fold. And then inhale, coming up to the top. Great. Take our hands behind, reverse tabletop. Press the feet down, hip distance apart. Move the hands a bit further back so you've got the same length between the feet and the hips and the hands and the hips. And then lift up the hips. Press the feet, press the toes. Looking down, check the body's level. You can keep the gaze down or lift the gaze to the sky. Trying to level the body, try and lift the glutes a bit more. Feel the shoulders lifted, being stretched. Press to the hands and the feet, or toes down. Take the weight to the feet with the toes down again. One more breath. Lifting through the front of the body. And then exhale, lowering down with the hips. Let's shuffle forwards to the top of our mat. And like we usually do, lowering down with our core, feet are parallel and pressing to the ground. Lift the hands forward, and as you start to exhale, draw up through Mula Bandha, pelvic floor, lowering down to the ground. As you slow it down, feeling into your core, as you slowly lower all the way, relax the shoulders, lift the hands over the head. Let's try some pelvic lifts and floating bridge, and then we'll have a few relaxing, nice stretches before Shavasana. Feet are hip distance apart and parallel. Maybe you can just touch the sides of the ankles to the sides of your legs. Or if you can't, that's no problem. And we'll press the palms down, start to lift the hips up with an inhale. Exhale, start to lower down, feeling the mid, lower and hips to the ground last. Keep that going with your pelvic lifts in your own time, noticing the legs, the knees, the thighs and the glutes, rolling down through the back, drawing lower belly in as you lower your hips. Keeping that going with an inhale to lift up, feel the front of the body, press to the toes. As you exhale down through the back of the body, drawing lower belly in, engage Mula Bandha as you lower. One more breath. Inhale to lift up, pressing the feet, the legs. Exhale to lower down, feeling the back, the spine, as you lower to the hips. You can rest completely, or we're going to try floating bridge next. So we next lift the hips off away from the ground, rise up to your normal bridge. Then taking the hands over the head, the backs of the hands rest to the ground. We're just on our shoulders, the backs of our head, our arms and our feet are on the ground. Feel the back body, the whole of the spine lifting up a bit more. And as if you could really lift the back away from the ground as much as possible. One more breath, feel the hips lifting up. And then lowering down slowly through the back to the mid-back and the lower back, the hips, and then down with the hands to the sides. We'll relax now, so sway out your knees from side to side if you like that, or hug your knees in if you prefer. And then as you hug your knees in, we're going to move both knees over to the left, keeping them stacked, but the right knee can go away from the left a little bit. Move your hips to the center of the mat. And I'm just having to wriggle a bit more because I don't have room. But check that the right hip is to over the left as much as you can make it, and that the right hip is moving towards the top of the mat. So get a deeper stretch that way. The right hand can be away from the body shoulder height. Maybe the elbow is bent at shoulder height, with the palm facing the sky. And as you breathe through this side, just enjoying your breath all the way through. Let's keep your body as it is, but we take the right hand over towards the knees to the left, and then trace the circle with the hand going to the ground on the fingertips, touching the ground all the way around, over the right shoulder, down to the right side of the body, a big circle round, over the body, and trace the circle around again, all the way around. One more time when you're ready. You don't have to rush, you can do it really slowly. We'll just take 3 circles on this side. As you feel into the right shoulder, all the way around the right shoulder. And then let's lift the right hand above the head and stretch the fingertips to the ground. Just stretch up through this right arm. Notice your right hip and just action it down a little bit more to increase a nice stretch to the lower back. Then let's lower that hand down. We'll rock onto our back, hug the knees in again, rock from side to side. And let's still the knees, taking both knees over to the right now, stacking that left knee over the right, wriggling to your hips so they're in the center of the mat and the left knee is towards over the right, but doesn't have to be fully over the right, it can be dropped away. Feel the left hip towards the ground and the left hand either out at shoulder height, palm face up, or the elbow bent with the palm face up. Feeling your gaze to the left as well, turning your head to the left. As you breathe through this left side, actioning the left hip down towards the top of the mat. Lengthening your breath across your left lung, through the lower back and around the hip. And then we'll take the left hand, circling it towards the left and down to the knees, circling over the knees and around the right side over the head to the left. The arms circling backwards again, opening the shoulder, 3 big circles when you're ready, and trying to touch the ground all the way around. I can't, unfortunately. As you touch the ground all the way around as much as you can, feeling round that left shoulder. We'll take the left hand over the head, reach the hand over fingertips or nails on the ground, the nails, and lengthen over the head of this arm. Feel the left hip moving to the top of the mat. Let's stretch through. Then slowly bring that hand back in, move on to your back again, hugging the knees in, have a little rock from side to side. Now stretch the hands and the feet straight now, hands overhead to the ground, and the feet, the toes are pointed, perhaps. Then let's take both hands over to the left upper corner of the mat. Hold on to the right wrist as you move the hands over and the feet over to the left lower corner. Step the right foot on top of the left. Level the shoulders and the hips down to the mat. And feel this nice stretch through the right side of you. Breathing through. Bringing the hands back to center. Let's go over to the right side of the mat now, holding the left wrist as the hands to the upper right corner and feet to the lower right corner. You're stepping that left foot over the right ankle, leveling the hips and the shoulders, softening down. Breathing through this left side as you relax your jaw. And then coming back to center with the hands and the feet stretch away with the fingers, the toes pointed again if you like. When we relax the hands down and widen the legs to relax for Shavasana. Palms facing up and the arms wide to the sides of the body. The legs wide to give yourself some room and relax your hips fully. Or if you've got any twinging in your lower back, flatten the feet to the ground parallel, a bit wider than hip distance apart with the inner knees touching for restorative rest. As you breathe through, soaking in your practice, soaking in all the goodness, and as you soak this into every cell and internal organ of your body, soaking in this light to all of you with love and peace. As you relax down through your face, relaxing the back of your eyes in their sockets, back of your jaw, relaxing through your throat, across your collarbones and shoulders, relaxing down through the arms to the hands, the fingers and toes and thumbs, and relaxing down through the body, relaxing your hips and your pelvis, down through the legs, relaxing your feet, the soles of your feet and toes, sending this light weaving through you, shining through all of your body, your heart and your mind, and shining up to your heart and your mind in balance with love and peace. As I play sounds of 2 crystal singing bowls, you can absorb these vibrations, the healing, and sending this healing out to the world. As you seal that in with love and peace, starting to wake in your own time, moving your fingers and toes. Circling your wrists and ankles and having a stretch anywhere you like. Rolling onto your side and coming up to seated when you're ready. And let's take our hands to our heart and Anjali Mudra as you soften your shoulders back and down, sitting tall to the crown of your head. Let's seal this in with a silent mantra that you can just say to yourself a few times. Aham Prema, I am divine love. All are divine love. Aham Prema, I am divine love. All are divine love. And repeating that within, whenever you'd like to, as you bow your head to your heart and bow to each other. Namaste. Thank you so much.